Hello, welcome back, Luxees, to the Luxury Live Show. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Of course, right beside me is my beautiful co-host, Kat L. If you're new to this luxury live stream, this is something that Kat and I have been doing over the past 1.5 plus years. And yeah, this is an ongoing thing. We do it every single Friday here in North America, or Saturday if you're in Asia, Europe. And we alternate between our channels. So this week is on my channel, next week will be on Kat's channel, etc., etc. And we cover all things fashion, luxury. Of course, today we have a very, very special episode because we have a very, very special guest. His channel name is I Am GPS, and we call him G. And he's right here with us all the way from Amsterdam. I'm just gonna add him. Hi, G.
Good morning. How are you
Hi,
guys?
wow. We're so excited. We are so excited. The audience is so excited. You can see the
Oh,
comments.
no, thank you
There's
so much
so
for
many
having
fans
me.
of yours. You have no idea. Ever
Oh,
since,
stop. No.
well, okay, many people have requested for you, first of all, but also
Thank you.
ever since they knew that you were on our calendar. So they knew since December. They were very, very looking forward to, and we have tons of your fans here. So
Oh,
thank
that
you
really
so much
warms
for
my
taking your
heart.
time to come on to our show.
No, please, thank you for having me. It's my pleasure, and it's so kind of you. Thank you.
So we just wanted to let the Luxies know that
hmm
G is going to be here with us until the 1 hour and 40-minute mark because he does
hmm
have somewhere to go. But that's plenty of time for us to pick his brain,
Exactly.
right?
I'm gonna set an alarm just in case because we can go on and on and we're like, oh
Yeah, we
no.
can.
So can I. So can I. I'm a rambler, so please cut me off.
Yeah, so just if any of us if any of us can keep the time, please let
Maybe I'm
G go at the 1 hour 40, like latest 1 hour 45 mark.
Perfect.
But so we have prepared some questions for you, and we'll just do it interview style as we've always done with all the guests in the past. I
Of course.
think between Kat and I will bounce the questions to you. Why don't we start off by asking you to introduce yourself and a bit about your channel, how you got started with Hermes, when did you get started with Hermes? Because we know you're all about Hermes. Your channel is very Hermes oriented.
Yeah, I cannot deny that. I think it won't come as a shock that it's probably my favorite brand, and it has been for almost a decade at this point. But let me see what I could say about my channel. So I started my channel, I think I want to say about 2 years ago, which is crazy how time flies, but I think it's been about 2 years. And I would describe it as a mix of luxury fashion, random luxury bits that I discover and I enjoy, and of course a lot of Hermes, because Hermes has been my favorite brand for so many years. And I was actually encouraged to start my channel by someone who I used to shop with at Hermes. So that's really how I got started. And this is what I've been doing for the past 2 years. I absolutely love talking about fashion and sharing it with people who have, similar passions and who enjoy similar things.
Well, I can't believe that you started your journey. Well, we call it journey here
Yes.
10 years ago. You
10
seem
About
years
very
10
ago.
young
years ago,
to
yeah.
us.
And
Did
actually
you
a lot
start?
longer than that, because I was first introduced to Hermes by my dad. My dad loves Hermes ties, and he's loved them for decades at this point. And it kind of became our thing when I was younger, that we would go to Hermes together. We would just explore the store. We wouldn't always buy something. We would just look at their ties. We would look at their windows and just explore. So I was introduced to Hermes at a
Mm.
really, really young age, but it wasn't until obviously many months later that I started buying Hermes for myself.
Have you always bought just from the store? Because I
Yes.
mean, oh
hmm
wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've only ever purchased from the store.
Have you
Yeah.
ever bought any pre-loved?
Yes, Chanel, but never Hermes.
Ah,
hmm
Oh, okay. So that leads us to
Yes.
our first, I guess, the most important question. Can you show us your oldest, or talk about your oldest bag and your newest bag? Let's
Yes.
get off from there. Yeah.
So I spent quite a bit of time thinking about it, and I was going back and forth between two bags. But I do think that my oldest bag from Hermes was probably the Bazaar pouch, which I no longer have. But I do have something here that is kind of similar,
Oh,
which
let
this
me put
is the
you.
so-called. So this is the so-called neoprene pouch, which is a similar idea to the Bazaar pouch. It's basically just this oversized, really simple, flat clutch bag. The difference between this and the Bazaar pouch is that this one is made of neoprene, and then the Bazaar pouch was made of leather, of Togo, which I loved. I used it to bits. And I just love these simple tote bags that you can just grab and be out the door. They go with anything and everything. You can style them in a million and one ways. So I do think that my first bag was the Bazaar pouch, which I felt like was a good way for me to get familiar with their Hermes, with their leathers, with their craftsmanship, but it was a more simplistic bag at the end of the day. So I think my first bag was the Bazaar pouch, I would say.
How old is this bag?
This one is newer. So this one, the neoprene pouch that I picked up recently, but the Bazaar pouch had been out long before I bought it. But this one is relatively new. This is the second one that I purchased because I lost one of these. I use these as a sleeve for my MacBook. And I actually lost one of these. I left it on an airplane a few years ago. So I bought this recently. Yeah. And actually the pouch wasn't the worst part of it because I had a computer in there. So yeah.
Oh no.
I hate that when that happens. Oh gosh.
Yeah, and it was they never found it. I did everything that I could. I called the airline immediately. I did the lost and found report. They never found it. So I guess someone must have grabbed it. But anyway, it is what it is. But anyway, this was easy to find. So I got another one of these. And this is really similar to the Bazaar pouch. I don't have the Bazaar pouch anymore, but it is the exact same idea to this. The only difference is that the Bazaar pouch was made of Togo, and then this is made of this water repellent material.
And you said that they still make it, right?
Yes.
Is it
yes.
the Bazaar pouch?
Bazaar pouch, yeah.
Bazaar, okay.
Bazaar pouch.
Cool.
Yeah, I love that bag. And it comes in 3 different sizes. I think it comes in a small, medium, and large. And mine, I'm pretty sure, was in the largest size. It was in black, of course, because I mainly collect black bags. And I loved it.
So cool.
Awesome.
Yes. And then let me show you, I think my newest bag. I have a couple of bags here, sorry. But I think
nice. We love eye candies here.
We love eye candy. So there's no need to say sorry. Just show us everything.
I will. Just ask me.
I'm sure you're around you, the floor, everything is full of bags. Just like whenever we film, it's always full of stuff everywhere.
Dust bags for now, especially because I keep everything in their dust bags. I'm really careful with how I store my bags because I really appreciate them. I want them to last a lifetime. And I know if I take good care of them, they can. So yeah, but anyway, this I think is my newest bag. I think this was the most recent purchase that I made at Hermes in terms of bags, which is the so-called grooming bag. Have you guys seen this before?
I think I have.
So this is not technically an Hermes bag. This is from their equestrian line. So this was designed for horse riders. And it's called the grooming bag because this was designed for horse riders to put their brushes, their helmets, even their boots in here, just like most Hermes bags. But these days, very few people use their Birkins to put their boots in there. So they came out with something a little bit more simplistic and understated to use for that purpose in the stable. And I didn't buy this to take it to the stable with me. I have to be honest. I've just been using this as an everyday bag or a travel bag, and it's amazing. I have to say it's hands down one of my most favorite bags that I own at this point.
Actually, I
like it. Actually,
you're holding it.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing because it's a huge bag. I think it's like over 45 centimeters in size, I think. So it is a large bag, but because it's so flat, it's not overwhelming. So I think this would be an amazing bag for really anyone out there who's looking for a larger bag. And then I put a little rodeo on the back here.
Oh, now your rodeo looks so small, and that's actually the larger rodeo, right?
This is so this is medium.
It's cute.
Yeah, so this is
this is a good
rodeo
alternative to the LV kipal, because the kipal is like 45 centimeters as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get the one with the bandolier, but this is like Hermes version. I like it.
Yeah.
Good for traveling, huh?
I think it's so much better than the Louis Vuitton one because this is more understated. On one side, it's just a plain bag. You don't have anything on the back. You don't have the monogram. But then if you want a little bit of Hermes, they have the equestrian logo here. So this is not the original, Hermes Paris made in France logo. This is the equestrian logo that you'll find in their equestrian pieces.
I like the side pockets too. It's very handy to have those.
It's amazing. It has 4 pockets on the outside, so it's
Okay,
so
we now
easy to
all got
organize.
need to go get this bag.
I
Yeah,
can
so
see I can see a comment here. I'm just going to pull a comment. VJ,
Perfect
perfect
baby
for a
bag,
baby
yes.
bag one day, maybe.
couldn't agree more.
True.
Couldn't agree more. That's the best way of putting it, because it's so easy to organize. You have 4 huge pockets. You have one on the front here, which is perfect to slip your phone or your passport in there if you're traveling. You have one on the back, same thing. You have 2 on the side, which fits a water bottle, or in my case, bubble tea, perfectly in there. And then, yeah, you have 2 side pockets. And then on the inside, you have a removable insert. So it's
Oh,
even
it
easy to
comes with
clean.
that?
So it has a, let me show you. So this is the bag. Sorry, I have a mask in there. This is the bag. It's just a simple tote, but then you also get this removable insert, because obviously the idea is that you would throw your muddy boots, your
Right.
brushes, your whatever in there. So this is completely machine washable.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
buying this bag for traveling. I don't
It's
care.
amazing.
I'm gonna go buy it.
Oh, we
It's
need
amazing.
one. Okay, that's
We're all
it.
gonna
We're
go
going-
buy this bag now.
I'm gonna get
Thank
this
you
bag.
for showing us this bag.
Of course, and look, even on the inside, you have 3 additional pockets. So you have a huge zip pocket in the back, and then it emulates the pockets on the outside. So on the back, on the outside, obviously you have these 2 side pockets, but you get the exact same side pockets in the insert too. It's
VJ, I'm
they really
buying
thought
this
of
bag.
everything.
VJ.
Please, please, please. And it
So
comes in
are
2 different
we.
colors.
Oh my
2
gosh.
different colors. I
Yeah,
like
so
this
it comes
color though.
in
What's the other
the-
color?
So this is the blue. This was the second reiteration that they did. The original bag was in this khaki color, as these handles are here. I haven't seen that one in years, in a couple of years at this point, but they definitely have the blue one. And then they also launched it, I think last year they launched it in a gray felt, which I wouldn't go for felt because I don't know how felt would react to. What I love about this is that you can go out in the rain. It doesn't matter. It's water repellent. You don't have to worry about it. But felt, Hermes' felt is not the best quality. It doesn't age the best. So I would definitely suggest this one.
Sarah, I need this bag. You have sold us again. Gee.
You love it, Sarah. It's true. It's honestly amazing. And I don't know anyone who used this who doesn't love it. Anyone that I showed this to, anyone that I gave this to try, has absolutely loved it.
I was actually going to ask you this question. How heavy? You're a guy though. You're
Yeah.
probably way stronger. But how heavy would you describe this to be?
Super lightweight. Super, because it's
Like
all
2
canvas.
pounds?
Probably about that. The only thing that's heavy about this is the shoulder strap, because you do get a shoulder strap, which I do have to say, if there is one thing that they could have thought of, is making the shoulder strap adjustable, because it isn't. So the only thing that's heavy about this is these clasps. But if I take this off, it's going to weigh nothing. Honestly,
Yeah, and if
nothing.
you take out the insert too, then it's even less.
Exactly.
Wow,
Exactly.
so cool. Okay, we're gonna go look for this bag. You know, when I go to Hermes, I don't even know where the equestrian section
Line.
is, to be honest. Like I've never really asked about it. I know it exists, just never
It's
really asked
the
about
hidden
it.
gem of Hermes. Some of my most favorite pieces from Hermes are from the equestrian line, I would say.
Mm.
Oh.
Yeah, it depends on how big your store is. Some stores have a dedicated section. Some stores will just have a tiny little display, and you have to ask for their pieces because they just don't have the room to put them out. But I adore the equestrian pieces. They are truly the hidden gems of Hermes.
I'll have to ask about it next time. I feel like our store is probably one of those very small section you have to ask about it. That's because I
Yeah.
I don't
never
even
really
know
see
if they
it.
have it in Singapore. I
I'm
don't,
sure
I
they
don't.
You might
have
just
to.
have to ask.
You know what you should look for? You should always look for a saddle. Once you see a saddle, you know that that's the equestrian line.
Okay.
They usually have a saddle on display, or some whips, or some really equestrian specific things, which I guess not too many people buy these days. But you know, if you see a saddle or anything along those lines, you know that they have more stuff in the back.
Yeah. I have seen a saddle in the store. It's like on the
Exactly.
top floor, and it's like it looks quite with whips and chains and all of that. I was like, that doesn't look
So you
like
have to
something
go back.
from there.
You have to go look at the saddle section. Thank you for sharing, G. Oh my gosh, that's so great.
Of course. And you can play around with it. You can put a rodeo on it. You can put even twillies, even though I'm not a big twilly person. I really don't like twillies, especially on more elevated bags. But on a bag like this can really take accessorizing, because it's so simple. You can really make this your own.
Nice. Thank you.
Of course, my pleasure. So yeah, both of the bags that I showed you were blue. So even though I'm not a big blue person, but these both happen to be blue.
Awesome.
Awesome.
So we'll pull in some questions as we go, and we'll ask you our questions too. So Joe is a big fan of yours. She wants to know what makes the Mini Constance your new favorite over the Mini Kelly.
Hi, Joe. Let me show you. I have both of them here, actually. So let me show you. This is the Mini Kelly. So this is the Kelly 22.
I love this bag.
And it's so good. It's so good. And let me show you my Constance. Actually, these are the two bags that I pulled out. And then this is the Constance 18. So this is the small Constance, not the smallest Constance, because that's the 14. But this is the small Constance. So this is the Constance 18. And then you have a couple of sizes that are larger. But yeah, this is definitely my most favorite bag at the moment. But I do love the Mini Kelly too. I think the reason I like this is because this is a little bit more user-friendly. I find when I'm out and about with this bag, this is just so effortless. With the Mini Kelly, you do have to pay attention to the twist closure, which can get caught on things. If you're a lot of knitwear, this can pull on things. It's not the most flat against your body if you're having it crossbody. So I definitely prefer this just because the ease of use. But it doesn't mean that I don't adore this bag. I still very much love this.
Oh, that's two beautiful bags. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so this definitely, I think the Mini Kelly, I think it was one of the first mini bags that I got, but it wasn't this one. It was a Mini Kelly in a different leather. And I think this was my second, and then I recently got a gold one, which I haven't really used that much because I have to be honest, I really only use black bags at this point. There's no point for me to buy bags in any other color because as long as I have the option for going for black, that's the one I'm going to reach for.
I have to agree with that 100%. If I can get all my bags in black, I would still be happy. I don't really need colors. I mean, I love colors just for the variety, but black is just the safest.
Exactly.
Easiest.
So between the Constance and the Mini Kelly, you prefer the box because it's just a little bit easier use. Does it mean that also because the 18 is actually quite a small capacity? I've seen it. A friend of mine has it, and I don't know. Just visually, when I don't have it, so I just sort of imagine that the space is about the same.
I would say that this fits a little bit more. Just because the Mini Kelly, I always say that the Mini Kelly, yes, this is 20 centimeters, so this technically should be larger, but because of the shape, because of how tapered it is, and how difficult it is to get in and out of, I really don't think you can take advantage of the full 20 centimeters. I think you can squeeze things in here, but you're kind of just hoping for the best. This is not the easiest bag to navigate, whereas when it comes to the Constance, it's so easy because it's really organized. It has two pockets on the inside. It's really easy to take advantage of. Whereas with the Mini Kelly, it's a little bit more tricky.
So is the Mini Kelly more like a novelty piece to you then?
No, I can still use it. Especially I can use it for traveling because it fits my passport, it fits my phone, it fits a pair of AirPods, and then I can just have my carry-on and I'm good to go. I can definitely take advantage of it. Like it's not one of those bags like the Kelly Twilly, you know, the tiny little back charm that is just there for you to look at because it looks cute. I can definitely use this bag, but if it comes down to these two bags, I definitely think that you can use this a lot easier than you could use this one. Yeah.
I see that your Constance is it box? Is that box leather?
Yes.
Okay, I have a question on box.
No, my second box piece.
I love box, but you say that you use it a lot and it's casual. But is it hard to use? Like it's so shiny. I don't think there's a single scratch on it.
There are a couple, nothing major, but so I didn't ask for this bag in box. I have to be honest with you. My request for this bag was in Epsom because Epsom is just a great leather. You know, it's reliable. You know what to expect. You're not going to scratch it. You're not going to mark it. If I told you how much this bag has been through, you would not believe me because this bag fell off my shoulders in New York on Fifth Avenue. I didn't realize it. I kicked it. It went flying down Fifth Avenue. I picked it up and I thought that, right, this is the end of it. My next stop is the Madison Avenue boutique. I'm dropping it off with the craftsman. Nothing happened to it. You could tell
Oh,
that this went flying down Fifth Avenue and nothing on the front.
wow.
Oh my god, it's like caviar. It's like a tank caviar.
Yeah, nothing. The only thing that you can see is there's a little bit of like the hardware scratched the tiniest bit, but that's it. If this bag was, if I took out this in Gator, if I took it out in box, but I don't own this bag in box, but if I had this bag in box, that would have been the end of it. But in Epsom, I picked it up and I was good to go.
Wow. I love stories like this.
Yeah.
Incidentally, my essays
It wasn't as
favorite
much fun
leather is also
experiencing it.
Epsom.
It wasn't as much fun experiencing it, but now I can, now I can tell that yes, Epsom will last. I can tell you from first-hand experience that you don't have to worry about Epsom. So I asked for my constants in Epsom, but I was really only interested in black, and it wasn't the easiest to come by. So I think I waited for this bag for a good year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Wow.
And I was offered this bag in Epsom at one point, I think maybe twice. I think it was once in a lighter color and then once in red, in some shade of red, but I knew that I have to get this in black. So I ended up getting it offered in box, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. What's the worst thing that can happen? And I have been pretty happy with it. The good thing about box is that, yes, it has a high shine finish. It is easy to scratch, but because it's such a heavy weight and robust leather, it's something that can be fixed. So after a while, you can definitely drop it off at the spa and they can take care of it for you and they can bring it back to life. So that's, the good thing about all heritage skins, but especially box, that yes, it will age, it will develop patina, but if something major happens to it, if you scratch it, it's easier to revive than something like Epsom would be, which is already stamped, because it's more difficult, I think, for them to put the stamping back in and to match it up with what it already has than to polish this out.
I have a question about what you just said. So you
Yes.
said that this is not your first offer, right? And we always get this question on our channel, like, what did you do when you got your first 2 offers? We always get this question like, can I reject the offer?
Yes. You have to reject it. You have to reject it.
Yes.
Otherwise, just imagine if, I always say that by rejecting a bag, you're not hurting yourself. You're not hurting your chances of getting a bag. You're actually helping yourself, and you're helping your relationship long-term with Hermes and with the advisor that you shop with. Because how can you expect them to read your mind? How can you expect them to know what you like if you don't tell them? Let's say I was offered this bag in pink. Let's just say that, right? If I took this bag in pink because I wanted a mini Kelly, the next time I get offered something, it's possible that it's going to be in pink again, or in red, or in a shade along those lines, just because the person I shop with thinks that that's what I prefer based on my recent purchases. Not to mention that, let's say I take a bag that, is an okay bag. Let's say I took this in pink. It wouldn't be the end of the world. I would still have it as a display piece. But then if my dream bag, which was this in black, came in the next day, the advisor wouldn't think of me to call me that, hey, your dream bag is in. They would think of someone else because I had just received the bag. So by taking a bag that you don't really want, it's not something that I find is going to help you long term. Turning down a bag is not going to get you blacklisted. I can tell you that from experience, because I have turned down plenty of bags, a lot more bags than how many bags I've purchased, I think.
Actually, I have a question now. So you mentioned that you've been into Hermes and you were inspired by your father, so for about 10 years now. But when did you start buying bags?
So the bizarre pouch I bought quite early on. The first bag that I ever looked at was a bag called the Double Sans, which is a really simple tote bag. I don't even know what to tell you about it. It's just so simple. It's like a really simple traditional tote bag shape. What's special about it and why it's called a Double Sans is because it's double-sided. So on the outside and the inside, it's 2 different colored leathers, different colors but complementary. And what's great is that you can turn it inside out. It looks identical on the inside as it does on the outside. So you basically get a 2-in-1, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And that was the very first bag that I ever looked at. It was at an airport. I think it was at the Paris airport about 10 years ago. And I loved this bag. It was so beautiful. But at the time, I wasn't really aware of Hermes pricing. And when I heard the price, I was like, I'm not sure if I want to spend this kind of money on a really simple tote bag. And now in hindsight, I so wish I had, because now that bag is almost impossible to come by. And it's a great, simple, easy bag, similar to the equestrian bag. It's just a tote bag. It's made of leather, and it's 2 different colors, so you can play around with it depending on what mood you're in.
I guess if I can refine my question is, when did you start getting into the quota bags? Because those are the, I guess, the popular ones now, and
So let me
elusive.
think. So I think it was probably 6-7 years ago.
Mm.
And my very first bag was a Birkin 40. I knew that I wanted my first bag to be a Birkin 40. I knew that I wanted it in black. That's not something that I was willing to compromise on. I knew it had to be in black. And I would have preferred palladium hardware over gold. And actually, I got offered 2 bags prior to getting my first bag, both of which I really politely declined. One of them was a Birkin 40 in a neutral shade. I think it was a taupe or a tan, something along those lines. And then I got offered a Kelly Lacquis. But I really wanted my first bag to be a Birkin 40, and I loved it for years. I no longer have. The only bags that I ever sold were, I really didn't sell too many bags, but my Birkin 40s were those that I had to say farewell to, because I never, ever reached for them. But yeah, I think my first bag was 6-7 years ago, was a Birkin 40.
So when do you think about the Lacquis, the Kelly is it a Kelly? No, you don't? Because apparently it's a very popular bag as well, and really hard to come by.
It is. It is. It's incredibly popular, especially for those who want a bag that is not quite as recognizable as a Birkin or a Kelly, but it does have the elements of Hermes. Because yes, obviously, if you know Hermes, you're going to know that it's a Kelly Lacquis, but it's not quite as striking as a Birkin or a Kelly would be. You do have 2 front pockets and a back pocket. You do have a more substantial twist closure. So it is a great bag, but it's just not for me. It just looks a little bit too corporate for my liking.
Awesome.
G, can you tell us your most and least used bags now, and why?
Let me think. My most used bag by far, even though this is a new addition to my collection, I think it would have to be the Constance. I really don't reach for anything else these days. This is so incredibly easy to use. So I would definitely say this. And then my least used, Birkins. Really, I would say Birkin 35s, yeah. Especially since the pandemic, I just don't go anywhere where I need such a large bag. And the Birkin is heavy. It's an open style tote. It's not the easiest to carry around. It's heavy to begin with without you even putting anything else in there. There's only 1 or 2 ways that you can carry it. It doesn't come with a shoulder strap, which it shouldn't, but it doesn't. So I would say that Birkins, I don't reach for these days.
So are you team Kelly or team, oh no, but then you're team Constance now, right? But if you had to pick, would it be a Kelly or a Birkin?
Kelly. Oh, for sure, Kelly. For sure, Kelly. I don't see myself buying a Birkin anytime soon again.
You know why it surprises us, or at least me, because you were set on the Birkin as your first bag, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I would have never
considered your first
Kelly.
love is the Birkin, and you even rejected the Kelly Lacquis. So
yeah, I would have never considered.
You love the Birkin more.
I love the Birkin. I still, to this day, I love it. I just don't find it the most user friendly. I don't find that it suits me and my lifestyle. If I drove everywhere and I could just throw it in the car, and I was out and about all day, it would be perfect.
Okay.
But I'm not usually out for that long. I don't need such a heavy bag. I don't carry around that much. And when I do, I want a bag that has the shoulder strap. I just want the option of a shoulder strap to be there. It doesn't mean that I always wear my bags with a shoulder strap, but just in case I need it, it's good to know that it's there.
True. Actually, it's very true. Okay, so I see a question from my H journey, but I'm gonna ask this since we're talking about your sort of like a little bit of your transition, right? You've started off with the Birkin, and then now you sort of saying, oh, actually, I'm a Kelly person, and now you kind of like the Constance. So if you had to start all over again, like your whole H journey, what would you do differently?
I don't know if I would, to be honest with you. I don't know if I would do anything differently. I'm trying to think. I would have bought the double sounds for sure at the airport, because I think back in the day it was around like 2,000-ish euros, something along those lines. Now it's nearing 4,000, especially in the larger sizes. So I would have definitely bought the double sans. That's a big mistake I made. Even though I wasn't happy with the Birkin 40s, they were bags that I knew I wanted, and they were, you know, part of the learning curve. I really wanted to experience getting a Birkin, and I feel like a lot of gentlemen who are getting into Hermes are told that if you want a Birkin or if you want a Kelly, it has to be in the largest size. That's the only bag that you can buy. Even though I don't find that those bags suit most people, because for me, the reason I never got on well with the Birkin 40 is one, it was unbelievably heavy, and two, I just felt it drowned me. It looked like I was constantly carrying around a suitcase with me, or, you know, a duffel bag, when I didn't need that much space. And I do think it looks like that on most people. So for me, the Birkin 40 is really only for people who are incredibly tall or who love an oversized bag. But for me, it didn't look the most flattering. But the only reason I know that is because I bought them, I tried them, and I can say that I don't like them. So I wouldn't say that I wouldn't have bought any Birkin 40s, because I'm glad I did. It gave me a good idea of the leathers, how to care for Hermes bags. I had some issues with my first Birkin 40, which was completely my fault. I scratched my Birkin 40 really badly one time, and I was able to take it back to Hermes. They completely fixed it. So I'm glad that that happened to a bag that I no longer have, not the one that I treasure as much as I treasure my mini Kellys. So yeah, I would still buy a Birkin 40 if I could go back in time. Maybe, you know what I would do differently? Maybe I would have bought more Constance 18s, because I never thought about getting this bag before putting in a request for this. I have bought Constance 24s, which I know I cannot get on well with. I just don't find them flattering on myself. So I do wish I bought more Constance 18s, because there was a point in time when Constance bags were much easier to come by than they are now. Yeah.
Do you wear your Constance crossbody actually?
Always
How
crossbody.
tall are you?
5'11".
Oh, you're really tall.
5'11", yeah.
You're really tall, and you say
You're
that
really
the
tall.
Birkin 40 is for tall people.
I think so. I think definitely people taller than me. I can show you a picture. Obviously, I don't have my Birkin 40s, because those are the bags that I said goodbye to. But I can show you a picture. You can see how it's just too much. It just
It's
basically
huge.
swallows me. It drags
Yeah.
me down. It just looks like I'm going to the airport,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if I'm not. I just don't find it the most flattering.
Wow. You're tall,
Yes.
and that 40 is still like, you feel like it still overwhelms you. Wow.
Overwhelming, yeah. I would say that at this point, I would go to a Birkin 35. For me, the only Birkin that I would consider buying is a Birkin 35. I wouldn't go smaller. I wouldn't go bigger. But with Kellys, I think it's easier to play around, just because the shape is a little bit thinner. It's a little bit more streamlined. So I feel like I could definitely play around with it a little bit more. But with a Birkin, I can only go for 35. I cannot do smaller, and I can definitely not do bigger.
Interesting. So let me ask you, if you were to completely revamp your collection, how does your ideal Hermes collection look like, if you can just like have that?
So I'm actually pretty content with the pieces that I own. The only thing, so the majority of my bags are black with gold hardware. I do have a few bags that are not black with gold hardware, but I never reach for them. They're sitting in storage. So I would say that I would really only buy black bags with gold hardware, because those are the ones that I am able to take advantage of on a regular basis. And the one thing that I'm missing that would help me create an ideal collection would be a bag in suede. That's the bag that I have been hunting for a really long time. I feel like if I got a Birkin or a Kelly in suede, preferably. Actually, you know what? I actually think that a suede bag, I would prefer a Birkin, even though I'm more of a Kelly person. When it comes to suede, when it comes to such a soft and malleable leather, I might buy that in a Birkin. But I feel like if I got that bag, I would have the perfect collection, and I would be completely content.
Wow. That is saying a lot. It means that you're pretty much at purse piece now, which we never hear.
Never. No way.
But I'm not sure if that exists. I'm sure
Exactly.
I'm sure if I got my suede bag, I'd be like, I just one last bag, or maybe this one. Let me add this and this and this. There's always going to be another one, but at this point, I do think that a suede. Yeah, I think I would prefer suede Birkin. I would love that bag, and then I think I would be happy at that point.
I'm going to pull this question, Amy, and then this one maybe will lead to your next. Will lead the next question to you, G. But because it's about an SO.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my H journey is asking, what should I prepare or expect for my upcoming Hermes special order? Since I know you had experience before, feeling overwhelmed just thinking about the color palette that I want. Any suggestions?
Yes, for sure. Because I did make a mistake when I placed my first special order back. I think I did it in 2017, 2018. I'm sorry, all because of the pandemic, these past few years have just all merged into one. So I have I have no idea about dates at this point, but I did place my special order 2017, 2018 around that time. I got it in 4 months and I made a huge mistake because I went into this appointment knowing what I wanted. I knew that I wanted to place an order for a suede Birkin 35. I knew that suede was a leather that was being offered. It was offered in 3 different colors. I knew what color I wanted it in. And then we found out that suede is not actually being offered for Birkins. At the time, it was only available for Constance bags. And I didn't want my first special order to be a Constance. So I placed an order for a bag that I would have never bought. It just wasn't really a me bag, but I kept thinking, right, this is a special order. I have to make it special. It cannot be something ordinary. It cannot be a black bag. It has to be something that I would struggle to find. But I probably would have struggled to find it because it wasn't a bag for me. It was a Kelly lettre, which I still think is around. It's basically a Kelly bag with a big letter on the front, and you could choose from any letter of the alphabet that you wanted when it came to the special order bag.
I've never heard of this. Do you mean you can customize your alphabet on the bag?
It's called a Kelly lettre. I can pull up a picture for you. Yeah, let me show you.
Yeah, definitely never heard of it. So what did you end up with for your special order? I'm sorry.
So I did a Kelly lettre. So I did this bag.
Oh.
Let me just, I don't know why it's not.
So you went in there thinking of getting a suede Birkin 35, but that wasn't. This is
the Kelly lettre. So you see on the front, it's a Kelly bag, but then on the front, you can choose whatever letter you wanted. It's kind of a patchwork letter made up of different leathers.
Interesting.
That's what you ended up making, a Kelly letter.
It's called a Kelly lettre. Yeah, I think it's letter, but in French. So sorry for my pronunciation.
Oh, lettre. Okay.
Lettre. Yeah. Thank you, Amy.
Oh, so do you still have this bag?
No, this is one of the bags that I ended up selling.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was a missed opportunity, basically.
Yeah, because I kept.
Yeah. Sorry.
I kept thinking what I could do that was special. That's what was on my mind. I wasn't going after what my heart really wanted. I was thinking, okay, I have to make this really special. It has to be something that, I know I won't be able to get. So I ended up going for a letter X, because even though this bag was offered when I was getting it, it was around, but most stores only bought it in either H, E, or R, because those are the first 3 initials of Hermes. But because you could choose any letter from the alphabet, I thought I would go for X. I love the letter X. It's symmetric, so I felt it was a good aesthetic look too. And it was with rose gold permapress hardware, because rose gold is usually not offered. It was with permapress hardware, so that was a beautiful bag. But anyway, going back to the question, what should you prepare? I would definitely say to do a ton of research. Definitely look at bags on the pre-loved market that you like the color combination of, you like the letters. Maybe go to even, I would say, consignment store, just so you can try on different sizes and different proportions, different shapes, look at different colors. Because yes, you will be given color swatches when you go in and they'll tell you what colors are available, but a color swatch doesn't look identical to what a bag will end up looking like. So I would definitely say to order something that you're familiar with and you know that you love. So I feel like doing your own research at home before you go into the appointment is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of headache. And maybe ask beforehand if they could share with you the list of colors, which changes every single season, because I wouldn't want you to set your heart on something that in the end is not going to be available, which is exactly what happened to me. But I feel like if I had done more research, if I didn't go in knowing that the only bag that I'm interested in is a suede Birkin, I wouldn't have made this mistake.
And I think also you mentioned that because it was a special order, in your head you were thinking, I have to make it special, I have to make it special. So we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to make something very special, but maybe that's not us. right? That's not what we
Exactly.
want. In fact, if you want to get a black special order, let it be, right? That's I think I hear that as well.
I couldn't have said it better myself. That's exactly what I would suggest. Definitely go for something that you love, that you feel like you're missing from your collection, something that you know you would jump on if it was offered to you, because what's going to make this bag special is you loving it and you finding it special. It's not going to be because someone else tells you that it's special or someone else claims that this is a one-of-a-kind bag. It's going to be special for you because it fills a gap in your collection. And when it comes to the colors, obviously that sheet of colors is going to change every single season, which you can either ask for if they can give you a sneak peek or tell you kind of what's going to be available, or if you're prepared, if you have a ton of pictures saved on your phone and you've talked to friends who have bags in these colors, you've gone to consignment stores, you've gone to Hermes to check out different leathers and different colors. If you're prepared and you have a couple of backup options, not just one, I think you're going to have the best time placing your special order.
Wow, good advice.
I know it's too late to ask that anymore, but if you hadn't done that Kelly Lettre handbag, what would you have done since you couldn't do the suede Birkin?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't know what I would have done. I really actually never, I don't know if I ever thought about that. What I would have
I'm just wondering what you would have done instead if you didn't do the Kelly.
I'm trying to think. I probably would have done a black bag, maybe. Probably would have done maybe a Kelly 35 in black, which I do own, but I probably would have done it with permabrass hardware, which is kind of rose gold. It's not the same thing as rose gold. It's a little bit more brassy, but it's on a similar vein. So I probably would have done that, maybe with a colored lining, maybe with a cool like blue electric color, so a vibrant blue, or maybe a red lining. I would have done something like that, I think.
Yeah. You think back like, oh, if only I could have done this other combination.
Yeah.
So will you be getting another special order soon?
So I've been asked about it recently, but suede wasn't an option. So I'm thinking that I think I'm going to wait for maybe a season or two. And if I'm lucky enough to get it offered, because obviously it's never guaranteed, but if I'm offered the opportunity, I think I might take it. But I would like to hold off until suede is being put back on the table, because I would love my next special order to be perfect, and I feel like it would be perfect if it was a suede bag.
So you really love suede?
Yeah, I was like,
I
what
do.
is this with suede? He's sort of like convincing
Is it gonna be
us
black?
about the grooming
Black
bag.
suede?
You know, it's like, what is it with the suede? Now, what's the grooming bag?
Yeah,
so
suede is doubly called it's called doubly by Hermes, and it hasn't been around in black for a really long time. Suede is not one of those leathers that they do often, so you kind of never know what to expect. But these days, most often it comes in the color blue ocean or ocean blue. I'm not exactly sure which order it comes in. It comes in a nude color, and then you often see it in like a purpley pink. Those tend to be the most regularly used suede colors these days. I really haven't seen a bag in black in a really long time. It did exist and they made it in the past, but I haven't seen a new bag in black suede in quite a while. But if it came in black, I mean, it would be a dream come true. I think I would be done with Hermes. I think I would be like, yeah, this is it. I don't have to buy any more bags.
I'm okay. So where you are, I think I don't know if it rains, because I mean, when I hear suede, and I mean, I'm here in Singapore, it rains any time of the day. 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it rains, and it rains so often that bags like that is a little bit more high maintenance. I think it's even
Let me
more
show you
high
something.
maintenance
I just
than
picked this up yesterday from Hermes. Not yesterday, the day before, a couple of days ago. They came out with suede protecting
we're all
spray.
taking photos.
They came out with I think they sell this for their shoes, but you can use it on whatever you want. It's all in French, so I have to use Google Translate. But it should work on everything. I've already used it in all of my shoes. It's a leather protectant spray specifically made by Hermes for Hermes pieces.
That's it. Everybody take a photo right now.
It must be.
And you wouldn't believe it. I don't know if I have the box here still. Yeah, I have the box here. Wait.
Oh my god.
Look, this is how it comes packaged.
Oh, that's nice.
We need it.
Such a cute
I mean,
box.
it has the ribbon. It has everything. Look.
Oh gosh! Wow.
When they pulled this out, because I knew they had this. I saw it on the website because they had done this in the past before, but I don't know how Hermes works, but I usually do this for maybe a week, and once it's sold out, it's not going to be back for 2 years. But I knew that they had this. I saw it online, so I asked my friend and the person that I shop with, and she was like, "Let me see if we have it." And they looked in the system; they had one, and they were like, "Yeah, we had never seen it before, but if we have one, we'll give it to you." So yeah, I ended up getting it.
That's so cool. Even the essay's never seen it.
Yeah. And when they pulled this out, I was like, wait, what? Is this the letter spray? They're like, yeah, it should be the letter spray inside. So it came beautifully wrapped in the box and everything.
Yeah, honestly, the whole packaging experience is already worth it, I feel.
Yeah. And it wasn't
love it. I'm
overly
getting
expensive either.
I have to
wasn't too
get that.
expensive.
So I've added 2 things onto my list. Thank you, G. Grooming
Anytime.
bag and leather
Yes.
spray.
Yeah.
Letter sprays, a question.
You know what I used this on actually that I wasn't sure if it was going to work with? I used it on a pair of tweed shoes from Chanel. I just bought a pair of tweed shoes from Chanel because speaking of favorite things, I know it's not Hermes, but I'm a huge fan of Chanel sneakers. I don't think that any other brand creates sneakers as comfortable as Chanel.
I agree.
Right?
Yes.
Like I have a theory that the more expensive the shoes are, the more uncomfortable they're going to be. And Chanel is the only exception. I do have some Hermes shoes that I like, but Chanel sneakers, if I could only buy one designer sneakers for the rest of my life, it would be Chanel. But anyway, I bought this thinking that they're going to work on the tweed shoes, and they work beautifully. They didn't change the color, they didn't change the texture, they didn't harden the tweed. So if you have shoes that are made of a more delicate fabric, you can definitely use this on those too.
So you only bought this yesterday.
No, I don't think it was yesterday. Let me think. Wednesday. I'm sorry, it was Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this since it's only been 3 days that you bought this.
Yeah,
you're gonna already have to come back to our show because you need to report back on how well this repellent works on your shoes.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to. Yeah. But so far, so good. I can tell you that it has not changed the color of my shoes because I was nervous about that because spraying this on tweed doesn't sound like the best idea, but so far, so good.
You know, if Hermes does a whole range of leather care,
people will buy it for sure.
I mean, it's like the makeup when everything's sold out the first day.
Yeah.
That would be it. I mean, they should.
I mean, they do. They do. So they do have leather care for shoes. You can buy. Do I have it here? It comes in a little bolide pouch. You guys know the bolide pouch? Mine is over there, just on my dining room table, so I can always grab it. You guys know the bolide bag, right?
Yeah.
So it's the bolide bag, but they do a little vanity case
cosmetic pouch.
Exactly, a little cosmetic pouch. And they do a special size in their shoe department that's made of canvas, and it comes with a little towel that you can use to clean your shoes. It comes with a leather conditioner, and then I think it comes with a leather protectant. There are 3 things inside. I think these are the 3 things that they come with, which are technically made for their shoes. In theory, you could use it on your bags. I wouldn't suggest that you do. I wouldn't suggest that you do anything to your bags at home. I'm just going to put it out there. I've never treated any one of my bags. I'm never going to. I'm going to let the professionals deal with it. But in theory, you could. So they do make, this set of leather conditioners.
Wow. Okay, so I'm going to pull another question from the audience, from Annie. G, do you recommend the roulis if you don't want the big H logo on the consents? Are they similar enough in your opinion? So first of all, have you ever owned the roulis?
Yes, I still do. I have it in storage in New York. And it's been in storage for the past 2 years, and I never even thought about pulling it out once because I don't know why. I just never got on really well with the roulis for some reason. I think it might be the experience of using it. I definitely see Annie's point, and it's a great point that it's not going to have the huge H because it has the Shantung inspired by on the front bar on the front, which I'm a big fan of the Shantung. It definitely feels a lot more subtle, but the user experience, I don't know. I feel like it's quite wide, and it's just, how could I explain it? It's not the easiest bag to use because the flap with this. The flap just opens up like this, right? So you can just pull it up like this. With the roulis, you would think it's easier to open because it doesn't have an actual mechanism. It just kind of slides under the leather tab, this front tab, just slides under the rolly bar. But because it's so wide, the flap itself, and it goes quite low, it's really difficult to open and close. And even if you do it, the bag itself, the shape, I just don't find the most flattering. I don't like the strap. It's a weird width. It's not thin, but it's not thick either. You can adjust it. You cannot adjust it. The way the rolly strap works is that it's attached on one of the sides, completely to the bag, it's stitched on. And then on the other side, it comes with a little ring that you can either hook it into or remove it. So I guess the idea is you could use it as a clutch bag, but it's quite a boxy shape, so it wouldn't work as a clutch bag. I don't know, the rolly for me is just one of those bags that is a little awkward on me personally. I would personally suggest, if you love the idea of the Constance, but you don't like the H hardware, maybe try the, I think it's called the Della Cavalleria bag.
Della Cavalleria.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that bag. I'm hunting for that bag, but my store hasn't ordered it in a while. So yeah.
That's good to hear, because Kat here has some, because I love that bag too.
I can see Kat's face.
Kat here has some
Kat? Please
opinions
tell
about
me.
that bag.
Please tell me.
No, I don't. Who's ordered the bag? You have ordered the bag.
I haven't. No. My store didn't order it. So I haven't even been able to see it. I've seen it on display. I've seen it in a couple of stores, but I have not been able to get it because my store, I remember they didn't buy it, or their order was canceled, or there was something going on. So I haven't even had the chance to try it on properly. But please tell me. I love to know. Please.
No, you don't want to know.
I do. I promise you. I'm quite a decisive person. So
No, she's very, Kat is very imaginative. She's,
oh my God. Now I have to know.
Feels very inspired. Like the shapes gives her a lot of ideas.
Shape of the bag gives me ideas.
Oh my God, what is it?
Nah, G, I don't wanna taint you with
it's
my
okay. You
vivid
can't,
imagination.
because see,
You're
even
not
though
going to,
I
you're
know
not going
about
to.
it, I still feel like I like the bag. I like the bag
exactly.
enough that I am asking for it. If I can,
And I don't
ever
have
get
it yet, so maybe you can save me. I think it's like 4,000 euros. Maybe you can save me 4,000 euros, or I think it's $5,500. So depending on where I buy it, you might be able to save me that money.
Okay, it kind of reminds me of a G-string.
Oh, I can see it.
Because it's got a butt.
I can see it.
Then it's got a little
plaque. The saddle shaped at the base.
And
I can see it.
Then the string, that the metal pit that goes under.
I can see it.
Now you can't unsee it.
But I'm good. That's what I love about, luxury fashion, and that's why I love reading comments and talking to like-minded people, because not everyone is going to like everything. Some people may love this, some people may find this boring, and that's perfectly fine. Could you imagine how boring life would be if we all liked the exact same things? And also how much more difficult it would be to get these things if everyone wanted the exact same things.
That's true. Less like the Birkin and Kelly's, right? If every single person likes it, thank God not everyone likes it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I can definitely see, Kat. That's really creative. I wouldn't have thought of that. I thought maybe you're gonna say that it reminded you of a dinosaur or something. I don't know why that was the first thing that came to mind, but I thought that was what you were going to say. But I can see it. And especially because of the shape at the base.
It's the shape, actually. It's the unfortunate shape of it. And I think when I watched it, when I saw the shape, I was like, oh, that looks like a bum. And then the advertisement, like the videos that was showing, it kind of tickled me as well, because it was so
weird.
Yeah.
The one with the knife carrying it on the pillow.
Yeah. So it was the whole
what
package.
happens if you like butts, hun? Like, babe, if you know the song, I like big butts and I cannot lie. So like, some people will like the shape because of the shape. I'm not saying that I like the shape because of the shape. I think the bag looks well thought out and well designed. Like the construction I like. So anyway, we'll see when I see it.
The only thing I'm intrigued by is the opening. I'm not sure how it opens because I have not been able to try it on. I've seen it on display, but I have not been able to actually try it on. So I wonder how the mechanism would work, because that can make or break a bag, especially in a more expensive bag. You want the experience to be, pleasant. You don't want to struggle with your bags like I usually struggle with the rolly when I use it. So I'm intrigued to to see how that works because I have not been able to try it. But yeah, this is a new. I think you might have just given Hermes a new idea for their next campaign with this bag.
The way it opens, from what I saw on videos, is
Mhm.
that the clasp, it's vertical like this when it's closed,
Yeah.
so it just goes like that when you open it, and
Yeah,
then there's a magnetic. There's like a small magnet on the edge of the flap, so that magnet kind of just kind of like sucks into that, and then you can close it.
I see. Okay.
It looks pretty secure to me, but that is just based on one review video that I saw, one unboxing, and
yeah,
it was actually Oksana's bag.
Oh,
She was one
really?
of our guests too,
Okay.
just in January, and yeah, she revealed it recently, and she loves it. So,
oh, perfect. I have to check out her channel then, because I haven't seen anyone unbox it, but that's interesting. That's
She's
really
the only
interesting.
one.
she's probably one of the she's probably one of the main like English channels that have unboxed it, because all the other unboxings that I've seen are all kind of like, the short videos on YouTube,
Okay.
the Chinese, not necessarily Chinese, but like the Asian people that got it, and they're basically just showing the bag. They're not really talking, they're just showing the
I see.
unboxing. So yeah, her video is in English, and it's like, actual unboxing and then talking
That's
about
amazing.
it.
I definitely have to check it out because
Yeah,
I
I
have
think
not
you'll
been.
like it. I liked it after I saw it. Okay,
Yeah,
I have the same question about this. And I was actually going to ask you, so okay, MK is saying, aren't you afraid that you will ruin your suede bag, especially the Birkin, in no time? And my question to you is, how often do you actually take your bags out when it's raining? Like, do you not mind it? Do you protect your bag when it's raining, or what do you do? Like, do you just let it rain on and then you just dry it, or do you not do
No,
anything?
Or you
I
put
think
it
it's a
under
great
your
question.
shirt. Right.
So that's a great question. First of all, with Kelly's, I have a secret tip. So because it's a crossbody bag, if you're out in the winter and it's snowing or it's raining outside, you can put it under your coat.
Right.
You just put it on and then put your coat over it, and you're good to go. With the Birkin, it's more difficult. But thankfully, Birkins come with a raincoat, which is great. So I always keep my raincoat in my bag. It doesn't matter if it's rain or shine. I can guarantee you that the one time you take your raincoat out of your bag because it's too heavy or you want to save space is the time that you're going to get stuck in a thunderstorm. And I'm speaking from experience. So I always keep the raincoat in my bags. Obviously, I would have to be more careful with suede, definitely with the handles. The handles would definitely show signs of tear and wear from all the oils in your skin. But I do have friends who own suede bags, and they don't look nearly as bad as you would think. I think it just all comes down to how you use it, how careful you are. And it's definitely one of those bags that you couldn't be as careless with as you are with Epsom bags. But I feel like it's just the unique facet that it would add to my collection that is the reason why I'm drawn to it, because there's really nothing quite like suede in terms of textures. I wear so much black and I wear so many monochromatic looks that I'm all about textures. Otherwise, if I don't do different textures, I just end up looking like a one-colored blob. It's just, there's just no, dimension to anything. So I feel like suede would be an interesting texture to layer with. But for sure, that is a great point. I would have to be careful with it. And the raincoat is an essential in any bag, but especially suede bags. And of course, I'm actually wondering how I would use an insert in there, because it's such a soft bag. You would think that an insert would be helpful with keeping the shape. But then if it keeps falling in on itself on the insert might leave a mark behind. So anyway, once I have the bag, I'll get back to you. Let me find the bag first. Yeah, I shouldn't overthink it before.
I saw just leading from that, because I saw on Instagram, trying to like look for that picture of somebody got this bag, and I don't know whether this is like the sort of the nickname for the suede bag. They call it like the teddy bear bag, or is that another leather?
So the teddy bear bag is the shearling bag. So the Kelly Teddy.
So it is, yeah.
So it is made out of suede on the outside. It's not called doubly, it's called the Teddy, because it has the shearling trimming around the edges. So the shearling Kelly is also beautiful. It's making a comeback. It was supposed to come back for this past fall winter, but Hermes has a mind of its own. They don't care about time. They might say that it's coming for fall winter. that probably means that it's going to launch for spring summer 2027 or something.
Let me try and show you. I don't. It doesn't have shearling, but is this?
Yes. So that's the Grizzly. So the
Grizzly. Yeah, Grizzly. Oh my gosh, the new name, Grizzly.
Yeah. So the Grizzly is different because the Grizzly is not all suede. The Grizzly is going to have swift handles, so it's longer lasting, and it's going to have a swift flap, which I don't have anything here in Swift, do I? I only have one bag in Swift. Swift is, you see, if you zoom in, it's going to have a different leather on the handles and on the flap. Exactly. So the body of the bag is Grizzly suede. I don't think it's the exact same doubly as other bags. It's slightly different. It really usually only comes in 1 or 2 colors in these neutral shades, whereas doubly comes in a much wider range of different shades. Grizzly will always have different handles made of Swift. I'm pretty sure they're made of Swift, the handles and then the flap, which is great because you don't have to worry about the handles, which are the first part of the bag that will start showing sign of tear and wear. And the flap, if you constantly go in and out of your bag and it's made of suede, it will probably get pretty messed up, especially if you wear rings, if you have longer nails, if you wear bracelets, etc. So that is a great bag. I wouldn't say no to that bag either.
I think this maybe it's sort of like the in-between of a full suede bag, which, like you said, the handles might get a bit more wear. So this is a good in-between. I think it's Swift. I can't really tell, but I think it is Swift.
So that bag is actually out now, the Grizzly bag, and it was available when I got my Constance. So when I went to pick up this Constance, I knew that that bag was available because I always ask. I was asked when I picked up this bag, what the next bag is going to be that I'm interested in. Not that I would put in the request immediately. I'm a big believer that when you get a bag, you should go enjoy it and wait at least a few months before putting in another request. But, you know, we were just talking and they asked me what would be the next bag that I'm interested in. I said something in suede. So the person who's incredible that I shop with was like, let me go to the back, see what we have, because I feel like we might have something in suede. And I didn't expect it to be a Birkin or a Kelly or anything along those lines. And I think it was a Grizzly, but Birkin 25. And I know I cannot do a Birkin 25. I cannot do a 25. And I think the Grizzly only comes in, when it comes to a Birkin, it only comes in 25 and 30. I don't think it goes up to 35. And when it comes to Kellys, you can get 32 and 35 in Kellys maybe, but Kellys were not offered this past season. They were only available in Birkins. But it is a beautiful bag, the Grizzly. If it came in a 35, it would be my dream bag.
G, can you tell us what you're eyeing right now? If there are any bags or other things from Hermes that you're eyeing
Cat's
right
favorite bag I'm eyeing, Cat's peach bag.
Sorry? The Della Calvaleria?
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay,
the peach bag, yeah.
And what
now
size
I'm just going to call
color?
it the peach bag from now on.
The peach bag.
I would probably get it in the smaller size. It comes in small and large. I'd probably get it in the smaller size. Black, of course. I don't think it comes in Epsom. I think it might come in.
No, it does.
Madame. Isn't it Madame that it comes in? Does it come in Epsom
But
too?
it comes in Epsom.
It does. It comes in Epsom. Okay,
Yeah,
I saw it in Madame. When I said it was Madame, which is a newer take on Epsom. It's really similar. It has just a little bit more of a high shine finish to it. It's the same calfskin. The graining is slightly different, and it has more sheen to it. Epsom or Madame, I would really take either one. Black. And I might do it in Palladium hardware just because it's such a casual bag. I don't have too many things with Palladium finish. So I think I would probably do it in black with Palladium finish. I'm also intrigued by the new Maximore bag, which I'm probably butchering.
Maximore.
So it just walked the runway for spring summer 2022, was it? And it's this little, kind of looks like a little pencil case.
Oh, with the metal bar.
The horse bite inspired metal bar, yeah.
I think I saw that.
Oh, I see it. So it looks like, it's like, it almost looks like the papillon, actually, the Louis Vuitton papillon. It's like a cylinder.
Yeah, exactly. Chanel has a similar shape. Loewe has a similar shape. You know, Loewe has that bag that you can turn into a bracelet. That's the exact same idea, except this one has a bar on top. It doesn't have the short handle that the Loewe one comes with. But this one also comes with a longer crossbody strap, which is why I'm intrigued by it.
Oh, I'm just going to share my screen
Yeah.
quickly. So this is the one that G is talking about. So, oh, so it does. So there's this, I think, isn't this the one that Michelle talked about?
No, Michelle has the Loewe one.
Oh, she has the Loewe one.
The,
Okay,
the one,
okay.
the metal pieces are at the side. And
The
then
two,
maybe a
the
bracelet.
Loewe, yeah. And it comes in like a pleated leather, the Loewe one, I think. It's not like regular leather, it almost seems pleated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool actually when you carry it as almost like
it's
as a
so cool.
clutch. Yeah,
And it's
so
similar,
cool.
I think, was it Oscar de la Renta who did a bag that had a panther on top or some sort of a cat?
Yes.
Was it Oscar de la Renta?
Oscar de la Renta. It's quite new. I've seen a few
Yeah,
people like
yeah.
getting that bag as like there's a piece at the top.
Yeah, it's incredibly awkward, that bag. Like I would never buy it. I think it looks like something you bought from a souvenir shop. But this, I feel like, is done in a really, really refined fashion.
Of course,
I
this is
agree.
Hermes.
Yeah.
I
think
agree.
it's
I actually
so
really like the hardware on it. It looks so stunning and simple, but it's
But if you look at the details, I agree with you, Amy. It's really simple, but it's all the details that make it. If you look at the edge, you see how the bar is kind of rounded,
yeah,
and then how it has the actual moving mechanism of the horse bite. And then it's just, I mean, when it comes to Hermes, it's all in the details. And if you're spending
correct.
this much money on a bag, the details have to be there. And I think with this bag,
Mhm.
it's just divine. I'm not sure if it's going to work on me personally when it comes to the proportions, but I'm really excited to see this.
We're looking forward to your unboxing.
What else are you
Posted.
looking for? I mean, besides bags, because we've been talking about bags, but I know that
Yes.
you have interest across all like departments of Hermes, right? So
Yeah,
besides
absolutely.
bags, what else?
Yeah, so actually one of the things that for me was really important when I started my channel was to talk about Hermes across the board, because I remember when I was getting into Hermes, when I was first, trying to become familiar with Hermes, the only resources that there were out there had to do with bags, and that's really where it stopped. And there were amazing blogs, there were some videos that all talked about, bags, how to get your first bag, how to approach getting a bag if you happen to be in Paris, etc. But I really struggled to find information about the other métiers out there, which that's what Hermes calls their different lines. So I love Hermes furniture. I don't have too many pieces, but the furniture pieces that I have from Hermes are unbelievably uncomfortable, but they're beautiful to look at. So furniture, I'm always interested in. Ready to wear with Hermes has been tricky. They've been canceling a lot of things, a lot of different looks from the runway. So ready to wear has been difficult. I never know what's going to come in from the runway pieces. But my most favorite thing from Hermes is their fine jewelry. I mean, Hermes's fine jewelry is so understated and so undervalued for the price, for what they offer you, that I really don't understand why more people don't talk about them. I really think that they're just, it has to be one of the best fine jewelry brands out there at this point. So I would definitely, I'm always interested in fine jewelry pieces when it comes to Hermes. But one thing that I have to buy this year is rings, because I have way too many rings. The rings are always the first thing that I buy. So I cannot buy any more rings. But I think the first couple of things that I have on my mind are definitely the Luxee More bag, the Della Cavalleria bag, and then probably some sort of a bracelet that I would like to pick up. Actually, not from Hermes. I've been eyeing the Bulgari Serpenty bracelet.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Which is beautiful. I just saw it in, we were in Berlin a couple of weeks ago and I had a chance to see it. We spent so much time looking at it that we almost missed our flight. We didn't realize that we had to leave to go back to our hotel and check out. But the Serpenty bracelet, I'm definitely intrigued by. And I've been obsessed with Dior. Dior ready to wear has just been incredible. So that's definitely something that I have my eyes on. And then in terms of Hermes, one thing that I would definitely love to pick up is, have you guys ever seen their saddle boxes? So if you go to the Hermes store, usually where they have saddles displayed, they usually have these big round boxes. They come in some pretty vivid colors. They have a metal top to them, and then the body of the box is made of recycled cardboard.
Oh, is it just like orange, basically, like an orange cardboard?
It comes in orange, it comes in blue, it comes in red. Yeah. And it's like a huge round box. So
I haven't seen one in person, but I have seen I watched someone's video, and she was talking. I think she was talking about pre-spin. She's an Asian YouTuber, and her decor, like her set, like her setting, she had several like orange round boxes around, and she said, I think she said that it was from the equestrian section.
Yeah, so I have the blue one in New York, and they're so difficult to come by. I've been looking for another one. I think I have the smaller or the medium size. I don't actually know. It comes in 3 different sizes: small, medium, large. I don't know if I have the smaller or the medium, and I would love to pick one up in the large size, which I have been looking for so long, but they are almost impossible to get. But they're amazing. They're amazing storage boxes, and they're also pretty to look at. So you can store a ton of stuff in there, but they look great. I actually use them as nightstands. And they worked perfectly for that. And then on the inside, I could put all my orange boxes and all the stuff that I don't use. And then I've been working on my China set, my tableware. Struggle, it's become difficult to find. So
oh, I think G is cutting up. Can you hear him, Kat?
Ooh, no, we lost him for a little bit.
Oh, I think he's frozen. He froze.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Am I back?
Yeah, I think you're back.
Perfect, perfect. Let me just make sure that my computer.
Yeah, you're kind of in and out. You're fading in and out.
1 second.
Okay, we lasted an hour and 11 minutes at least. Before
Hang on,
we got into some trouble. It happens. If it's still giving you trouble, you can disconnect and come back, like we said before. You can just like click out. Yeah, click out and come back. That was fun.
Okay, wait, let me just see, because I was scrolling through the questions and I saw, okay, so everybody's like, okay, bum bag. So
question.
Oh, there's this question.
Kate.
Yeah. I saw that. Couldn't find that. So
I
fun to
just
have
waiting.
him here. I have so many things I've never heard of.
I know, but that is what is good about having guests, I think, because, and especially if like a guest, they don't buy the same things that we would normally buy, right? Okay, let me add him back. He's here. He's back.
Hi, I'm so sorry.
No,
No
it's
worries,
okay.
it
Don't worry,
happens.
it happens. Sometimes I'll be the one like, and I'll just disappear and I'll come back.
I'm so sorry. I got cut off. What was I saying? I don't remember. Anyway, we can move on.
You were talking about the China set that you're trying to build.
Yes. I'm so sorry. Yeah, exactly. So tableware is definitely something that I have been working on. I have just finished. I have my glassware set complete. I love Hermes glassware. This is the collection that I have, which is the so-called
it's so pretty
interval collection. So it has this really, really fine etching at the base. And then there are 4 different glasses. There is I think they call this the tumbler. No, I think they call this the beer glass. I don't drink, so I just use it for water. But they have this size. There's a shorter one, which I think they call a whiskey glass, that was the last addition to my collection. There's a flute glass, and then there's a wine glass. And I use these every single day because everyone has to drink water. And if you can drink out of Hermes,
why not?
Why not? So this I love. I love the Hermes mosaic set, which I actually use. I know a lot of people just use it for, display, which is perfect, but I actually use it. And then what I've been working on is collecting cutlery, finishing collecting cutlery, which I have been ordering as much as I could, but they come in piece by piece. You have to buy the pieces individually, and sometimes they'll send you 1, sometimes they'll send you 2, sometimes they'll send you 4, and you just kind of have to wait to see whenever what you ordered comes in.
Yeah, cheers. So we have a question from the audience. Kate G, are you still not a fan of the Lindy until now? And how can we persuade you? Basically, are you still not a fan of the Lindy, or do you actually like it now? And if you do get it, what size did you get it in?
I think, and this is just my theory, I have friends who own the Lindy. I have friends who love the Lindy. I have friends who own the Lindy's in every single color, every single leather. I get it. I have tried a Lindy. I have given it a try. I have been out I've been on trips with friends who took their Lindy with them, who love it. I have not seen one person carry the Lindy where I was like, wow, that is a stunning bag. Every single time I see a Lindy, I'm like, that is just the most awkward little thing I have ever seen. It's just kind of the ugly duckling of the Hermes family. It's
Really?
just, yeah. I feel like that there's just, they have so many interesting and unique elements in one bag that it becomes overbearing. It's just too much. It feels like that they just threw all these great ideas at the wall to see what sticks, and it all stuck. And they were like, okay, we'll just release it as it is. I love the handles on the side, adorable. But why are there pockets on the side? Why are there two handles that then are attached with this weird band on top that just makes it feel like that the bag is in a straitjacket? Then it's difficult to open and close because the opening is at an angle. And it's not only that, but you have two zips, which are quite small, difficult to get to, that have this weird like teardrop shaped little cap to them.
Yeah,
It's not a regular zip, it's kind of like teardrop shaped. And then you also have a twist closure, but it's not the regular twist closure. It's the clou de sel twist closure, which is round. It makes it look even frumpier. It's just all around. Yeah, I don't want to go on. I don't want to make people upset.
Size, basically, or is it also the mini? Because the newest mini size, I actually really like.
So I'm going to tell you, if someone gifted me that bag, if someone gifted me a mini Lindy, if someone gifted me a large Lindy, I wouldn't speak to them because those people wouldn't know me. Like no one would ever buy me a Lindy. But if someone gifted me a mini Lindy, I would be like, okay, I can use it once or twice. It's a good casual bag. You can throw it on. But I just don't understand why the thick band is attached to the two side handles. It definitely looks better on the mini Lindy because at least it's not short. It doesn't make it seem like that he just forgot to take the protective sticker or something off of it. It looks better, but I would never spend the money on it. I would never recommend it. I have seen people wear it, and not once I was like, wow, that's a pretty bag. Which is usually not the case because there are so many bags out there that I could never pull off, but I admire from afar. The Lindy isn't one of them. And if you love it, I mean, that's great. Again, that's what makes the world go around, that we're all so different and we all enjoy different things.
No, exactly. We don't all have to love the same thing, but I guess even the audience knows that you don't like it, and they're trying to figure out why and how to convince you. Anyway, I had the chance to try on my friend Clara's mini Lindy recently, and I just fell in love with it. It's just so cute. Okay, you already don't like it. All right, that's fine. But when I
I mean, you look beautiful. It's not you. It's the bag.
It's the bag. It's not you.
The bag.
Okay,
it's the bag.
It's not you. It's the bag.
I thought it was really cute, but maybe it's because the way I see it when I tried it on is like it reminds me of a mini Speedy, but better. Because with the Speedy, I have this issue with the Speedy. I know it's not Hermes, but with the Speedy, you open it, yes, it's one zip, and the whole bag looks really pretty and everything. But that one zip is like that small opening with such a big inside, and it's black inside. I can never find anything. And me and Speedies just don't work, right? So to me, this is sort of like a better version of the Speedy because you actually open from the two zippers, and then you can flip that flap and you can see everything, like everything at a glance. So to me, it's like, oh, so user-friendly. You see everything at a glance. And obviously it's not going to be the pretty bag where I'm going to bring to a nice dinner or whatever. It's more of a travel bag, something that I wear crossbody going around town, and it'll fit everything I need, because even though it is small, it is still a boxy small bag, so it'll fit everything I need for that day. So that's like the idea. Like the idea for me is like I compare it to a Speedy, and I like it more from a user perspective than the Speedy, just because I've never had a good experience.
No, I definitely see your point. And if you find that it suits you, you enjoy the way it looks, and it's easier for you to use, by all means go for it. I'm sure it's going to be beautifully made. The quality very rarely comes into question when it comes to Hermes. But I do have to say that when you said that, it's easy to go through because you can open it and you can get a pretty good bird's eye view of the entire bag. Have you tried opening that bag when you're on the go? Because I know that
No, I
that's
have
something
not.
that my friends always struggle with, because it's at an angle. The longer you have the bag, the more slouchy it's going to become. And then at that point, the zip is not going to work at an angle. So every single time you have to stop, put down your Lindy. It has to be on a flat surface. You open it, and then you have to close it while it's, completely flat. But I guess the good thing is that you have those side pockets, which I guess you could, slide your phone into, if you take public transportation, your subway card, your credit card, whatever. I mean, I'm not sure if I would put a credit card in there, but something that you need easy access to, I guess that's a good idea. But I just don't, I've never had, that's just one bag I don't think I'll ever gonna board with.
Yep, that's your answer. Kate, there you go.
Yeah, I'm
G's
sorry,
never gonna
Kate.
buy the Lindy. He won't even use
Never.
it if someone gives it to him.
And actually, Amy, speaking of Louis Vuitton, I actually brought this out, which was my one of my last luxury purchases. I bought this from Louis Vuitton when I was in Berlin.
That
It's
is
a little
so rare. They don't make these. And plus, have you seen the price increase? How crazy it is.
I know. I saw it on Kat's Instagram. Kat, you just did a video on it, right?
No, did I?
Yeah,
No,
you did a price increase video.
Oh yeah, I saw it on like a chit chat.
Yeah, I saw your post about it. Yeah, that's how I learned about it, because I'm not quite as aware of Louis Vuitton things as I am of Hermes. But I bought this a couple of weeks ago in Berlin. I'm not sure if it's increased since, but I've been so happy with this, and so many people were surprised that I had never seen this. I had never heard of this before, because when it comes to these tiny bags, it's so difficult for you to put your keys in there, because you never want to scratch them on the inside. So what I used to do is I used to take little dust bags, put my keys in there, and then put those in my bag. And I was like, there has to be a more elevated way of doing it. So I did a little bit of research. I found this. I didn't even know the price. I just saw a picture, because I think I saw this on the international Louis Vuitton site, which doesn't give you prices. It just gives you the picture and then the barcode. So when I went to Berlin, I was like, this is going to be the perfect souvenir to pick up. And I walked in, they were like, no, we don't have it, but we'll have a look for you. They had one in the drawer.
You've been missing out then, because this is like one of the most popular item from LV, but it is getting harder and harder to find any of their canvas pieces. They've been trying to make less and not phase out, but making less so that it's much harder to get.
It sounded like it, because
sort of
even
rare to be able to buy them now.
Yeah, it definitely sounded like it, because the person who was helping me, she was like, I don't think we have it, but we can have a look for you. So they had this, and they had those. Do you remember those? What are they called? Also really popular from Louis Vuitton. Pochette accessoire, mini pochette accessoire. They also had those, which are meant to be really
one.
They had one damier, and then they had one in canvas. So they must have just got these in around the same time. That's the one, because I've only ever bought those with the Christmas prints. You know how they do them for the holidays with a limited edition print. I bought them, I think, twice. Both times I bought them for myself, but I ended up giving them away for Christmas because they just didn't really suit me. But I love the idea of them, because those are such great pieces to just have on hand. When you need a small bag, or when you need to organize a larger bag that you have with you, they're so great.
Yeah, they're amazing. That's why I mean, I don't use mine often, because like you, I've been so minimal and downsized so much. I don't need much when I go out anymore, right? So I don't even need a catch-all anymore, but I still don't want to sell it, because I know there are gonna be days where we travel again, and we're gonna bring our bigger bags again, and I'm gonna need a catch-all again. So yeah, those are great pieces. This thing, yeah, I think that's why everyone's been talking about it, because this one, I think when I bought it, I think the regular price was around 400, but now it's selling for, and 400 Canadian, right? But
Plus
now
tax,
it's selling for 950 Canadian. It's like, are you serious? Plus tax too. So
wait,
in US,
resale?
I think it's selling for 750.
No, new.
Yeah, $750 US for
God.
this now. It's insane. The price has gone up.
My God.
It's skyrocketed.
Yeah,
I haven't bought it in a couple of years. The last one I bought was I think 2019 Christmas. And I remember buying it, and I was like, it's cute, I'm going to use it. Never used it, ended up giving it away as a Christmas gift. And it wasn't that, it was like $400 or $500.
Yeah.
plus New York tax, which is like 8 point something %.
Yeah.
So wow.
So now the regular one, not even the Christmas animation, is $750.
Wow.
It's
That's crazy. Yeah, this was not bad. This, when I bought a couple of years ago, which I assume was before the price increase, this was 185 euros.
something
I think I
yeah.
bought it for, which I was like, oh my God, I thought it was going to be like 300, and I thought it was a great price for this. And actually someone pointed out when I unboxed this that it also makes an amazing gift, which I would have never thought of, but it's an amazing idea to give this as a gift. Because
They are actually, they make great gifts.
who doesn't need a keychain? It also fits a credit card. I have a credit card in here, so when I go to the grocery store, all I need is grab this. It has my keys in there, has a credit card, and I'm good to go.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
This has been great.
Okay, I see a question from Joe, your biggest fan. Okay.
Aw.
Okay, G, what are your thoughts on matching fine jewelry? Earrings, bracelet in the same styles. Nice or tacky?
Not sure if I would go as far as saying tacky, but I'm not a fan. I definitely think that mix and matching is a lot more fun, especially these days. You can definitely match, but if you're going to match, maybe match different sizes. So I actually just saw someone the other day who was wearing the, is it called the Clash de Cartier? You know, the one with the spikes? Someone was wearing the bracelet, the ring, and then the matching hoops. And I was like,
oh, all three?
All three, yeah.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
if you're a big Cartier fan, maybe do the bracelet and the ring, and then you could do maybe the Justin Clerc earrings, or you could do the tiny little Cartier love studs. I think mix and matching is a lot more fun, and you can definitely keep it within the same brand if you want, because obviously gold colors are going to vary depending on what brand you go to. So if you definitely want to keep it in the same color scheme, you can go to one brand, because Hermes's rose gold is going to be different from Cartier's rose gold, whose rose gold is going to be different from Van Cleef's. So you can definitely keep it within the same brand, but I would definitely mix and match.
I tend to agree. I actually even think that within the same brand, because I buy mostly rose gold or platinum, and all my rose gold pieces from all the different brands, even when they're the same brand, like from the Hermes ones, they look different. So I just mix and match them because it doesn't matter at that point.
Oh my gosh.
This is the two that I did for today, and they're rose gold, both of them, but
yeah, they don't look the same, right?
They don't look the same to you.
Yeah.
To me, they do. But I'm not the best with color. Maybe that's why I always wear black. To me, they seem pretty similar.
They are very, like, I have.
Do you think so?
You know the ring that you have, the top one. What is that called?
The Shandong.
The first one.
And then this is the Kelly.
It used to be. I wanted to get this ring. This is a really difficult ring to get, but they had a price increase this year in Singapore.
January, right?
I think it was below 2,000. I think it was below. I know it was quite affordable, but then it went up so much, almost $1,000.
Yeah. Like, it went up in the US too, because I bought this in the US and I actually have to have this.
Okay, keep going. But I just want to show they're both rose gold, but they look different. Totally.
They do. They do. The CDC and the Kelly, they do look different.
Yeah. The Kelly is lighter. The
for
CDC
sure. And
is more coppery.
I was just about to say it is. Was there a big time difference between
how
much time
I bought I bought both last year, but it was maybe like a few months apart.
Wow.
Not that much of a time difference, to be honest.
I'm going to have a good look at all my jewelry, because all of my Hermes jewelry, I'm pretty sure all of it or most of it is in rose gold, but I never really noticed that big of a difference between rose gold, although I have to say that rose gold ages differently from yellow gold, especially when it comes to bags. But yeah, I never really noticed that, but that's a good point. That's really good feedback to know, because I always match my rose gold jewelry and I never really see that big of a difference, although I have to say I'm not a big color person.
I think from afar you don't notice it, because I buy Cartier as well, and they just and then I'm interested in one from Chanel, and the Chanel one is even more lighter, the beige gold that they have. So at this point, I'm just mixing and matching. But I want to know, you mentioned something about rose gold on the hardware.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that? What happened?
So obviously Hermes has quite a few different hardware, so a lot of confusion there is between permabrass and rose gold, which are technically two different metal tones for the hardware finish. And in my experience, do I have any bags with rose gold? Yes, I think my Kelly pochette is with rose gold, but it's a relatively new bag, so I haven't had that for that long. But what I noticed it on was my CDC bracelets. I have a CDC bracelet that I know for a fact was rose gold when I bought it. I know for a fact that it was rose gold because we compared it in the store. We checked the label, because sometimes it happens that they put, a piece in the wrong box, or they put it with the wrong label, and you think you're buying rose gold, but you're really actually buying yellow gold, which is really hard to tell the difference. It's only a slight nuance, and you can only really see if you're comparing two pieces side by side. So I checked. I know for a fact it was rose gold. I didn't wear it for a year or so. I pulled that recently, and it looks yellow gold. Like it looks yellow. Even if I put it next to another rose gold piece that I have, it just oxidized or something happened to it, and it looks a lot more yellow than it was before. And I have definitely heard that before. I've never experienced it firsthand, but now that I've seen it for myself, it's crazy how that ages, and that can go a little bit more yellow over time.
So would it be better to buy just gold?
No,
No.
because the hardware is so easy to swap. You just take it back to Hermes. Yes, it's going to be a couple $100s, but they can easily change it for you.
You mean they can replate it, right?
Replace it. They won't replace it because they would have to take it off. They would have to put it in water so they can do the galvanization, whatever it's called, when they take one metal and dip it in the other metal. So they're not going to take your piece and replate it and then put it back on. They're going to give you a brand new metal piece.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm personally a big fan of leaving the sticker on. I know it's an unpopular opinion. I always leave my stickers on my hardware. I just prefer the way it looks, which I know is an unpopular opinion, and some people will say will ruin your hardware. I've had bags that I had the plastic on for 5 years. I took it off, never had any issues. I asked craftsmen at Hermes, specifically people who put these bags together for a living, and I asked, should I take them off if it's going to ruin the hardware? And I was told directly by craftsmen that as long as the sticker is intact, you don't see any bubbling, you don't see any moisture collecting underneath it, you're going to be perfectly fine. But as soon as you start seeing a little bit of change in texture, if you start seeing the corners spilling up, that's when you have to remove it. And you never want to put it back. I think the biggest mistake that people make is they would take off the hardware, take their bag out, be out for a little bit, then go home, and then when they put their bag away, they put the sticker back on. I think that's what can cause a real issue.
Oh, really? So you said that the artisan told you that?
I specifically asked. And they said that as long as you don't see any peeling, as long as you don't see any bubbling up, you should be fine to go. But as soon as you see any sort of change, you have to take it off. And that's what I've been doing. And I've never had any issues, I have to be honest. I've never had any oxidization issues. Maybe if you live, I think one caveat that has to be mentioned is that if you live in a really humid climate, that can be an issue because, I think that can affect
issue here.
I feel like that can affect the glue in the sticker. Obviously, I'm not, an expert myself. I can only share what I have learned and what I picked up. But for me, it's never been an issue. I usually leave it on until it starts annoying me or until it starts bubbling up. And then I just take it off and use a little bit of a microfiber cloth to rub off if there's any residue. And I've personally never had any issues. I know it's unpopular, but that's what I do.
That's really interesting that you say that, because my the manager at my Hermes store, because she always has to come and I don't know if it's the same where you are, but whenever I check out, it's not my essay that checks me out, it's the manager, or there's a supervisor or whatever. And so there's always two people. One is packaging the things and one is checking you out, getting your ID, checking your ID, and then ringing you, ringing the items in. And I always chat with whoever rings me, right? So I don't know how the conversation came up, but she tells me that she always tells her clients to remove the stickers and not to leave them on. And some clients don't listen. Of course, it's their choice, but and I almost wonder if it's because even though here our climate is quite mild, like we
Mhm.
still have 4 seasons, but it's still considered mild within Canada. But because we are like we rain so much here, it rains so
Mhm.
much here, and I feel like it makes the air moist. From
Mm.
the outside point of view, from the inside, I think with temperature control, all of that is fine. But like from the outside point of view, it can get humid from like the cold humidity, and so she told me that she would advise all her clients to remove the stickers as soon as possible. So it's kind of like we're getting different information depending on who tells you that.
I was just about to say, because I've heard the exact same thing by advisors who I know are incredibly knowledgeable on the brand and who would want nothing more than, who wouldn't want anything else but for you to have the best experience, who told me, take the sticker off as soon as you can. You get the bag, you take it off. But then I've also been told by store directors who know these pieces inside and out, who say, don't take it off. If it doesn't bother you, it's not going to hurt you. So, you just have to do what's best for you and what works for you. If you love the way it looks, leave it on, because what's the worst thing that can happen? Let's say it oxidizes, it leaves a mark behind. You take it back to Hermes and they can replace the hardware for you. You take it off, it gets scratched. What's the worst thing that can happen? You take it back to Hermes and you get it replaced. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. If it makes you feel more comfortable using your bag, I would say leave it on. And I'm personally pretty meticulous about my bags. I really want to keep them in the best shape possible because I don't take them for granted. I'm really grateful for all of my bags and I want to keep them in good shape. And if it makes me feel more comfortable about using my bags, I'm going to leave the sticker on. And honestly, I've never had any issues before.
It's good advice. I mean, like, I think the peeling part is important because it's actually like vacuum sealed, right? So you have any peeling or bubbling means air is in, and you don't want it to be staying on. And that's the worry of humidity, right? You don't want that to be trapped.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of makes sense. Unless you live like in a humid country here, anything.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
even talk about the hardware is one of the many issues of living in a humid country. The leather suffers, all of that. You just have to take care of your bags, right? Air conditioning and airing out the bags. So it's just a little bit more work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it is almost time. We can maybe take one.
Yes, I have 5 more minutes. So if
5
you have
minutes.
any last questions, please.
Okay. Let's ask one more question. Which one should we ask now? Okay, if you could only keep 5 bags, which ones would they be?
Okay, 5 bags.
Yeah.
Mini Kelly for sure. And one thing I didn't mention that was life-changing for me about the Mini Kelly is ordering a longer strap. Because for me, as I said, I like to wear my bags crossbody. So for me, ordering a longer strap to go with your Mini Kelly is crucial. It was life-changing. I cannot, because what I used to do is I used to attach chains and bracelets and whatever to the handle here so I could make the strap longer. And then in the end, I was like, you know what, I just have to spend the money. I have to pull the trigger, order a longer strap, and that was life-changing. So I would say Mini Kelly with the longer strap. My Kelly pochette. I don't have my Kelly pochette here, but I do love my Kelly pochette. It's incredibly easy and comfortable to use. It fits a ton. You wouldn't think it fits a lot more than a Mini Kelly, but it fits maybe even twice the amount.
Wow.
So Kelly pochette, Constance 18. I would probably keep a Her bag, just because I love the Her bag. Easy, fuss-free. Am I at 4 bags?
Yeah, 4.
4 Kelly pochette, Mini Kelly, Constance, Her bag, and then maybe I want to say I would keep a Birkin 35, but it wouldn't be the smartest decision because I know I wouldn't use it. So maybe I would keep a Kelly 35.
Wow, it's all Kellys.
Oh yeah, it's all Kellys. It's all Kellys. I didn't realize, but yeah. And that's the truth because I didn't have time to think about it. So that's my first instinct. I wouldn't even keep a Birkin.
Nice.
Wow, that is amazing. So all of them have straps except the pochette.
Except the pochette, yeah.
Do you use the pochette more as a clutch then?
Yeah.
Nice.
I wouldn't recommend for anyone to put anything on it because it's such a soft, malleable bag that putting a strap or putting a chain, as some people do, could really, really damage that bag.
Actually, can you rank them for us, those 5 bags?
Okay, so in terms of how much I love them or how often I would use them?
Love. Let's do love.
How much I love them?
Yeah.
I I always go back and forth between probably the constants right now, and it might change.
Okay.
It might change if we ever do this again. This might be at the bottom of the totem pole, but for now, this would be number one. Maybe my her bag would be number two. Actually, I do love this bag.
Ooh.
I do love this bag, and I'm a creature of habit, so I do go through my phases. So sometimes I even forget that I have this, and it's in the bottom of the drawer. But I have recently rediscovered this, and I have been loving this. So this is great. Yeah, I think this would be second. Third, Kelly Pochette, then Mini Kelly, and then Kelly 35. I would say.
Mini Kelly comes after Pochette.
Mini Kelly's number 4.
Yeah, I think so. Just because for me, the proportions work a little bit better because I'm a little bit more broad shoulders. I'm a little taller. So for me, with my proportions, I find that the pochette works a little bit better. It fits a lot more. It's more fun and casual. It has this sort of lived-in look. You can just grab it, shove it under one shoulder, shove it under one arm, and you're good to go. So yeah, I think I would choose the pochette over the Mini Kelly if I really had to.
Nice.
Last questions. Do you close your Kelly bags or do you leave them open when you carry them?
It depends on where I am. If I know
Okay.
my surroundings, I'll leave it open. But I prefer to leave them open. But if I have to, I don't mind closing them. But I never fully close them with the sangles, with everything.
Yeah.
Leave it open and then I
Just the top.
just the top, yeah. But I have left it open a ton of times, and actually I had a policeman come up to me once in Miami, and they were like, "You know that your bag is open, right? We should definitely close it." I was like, "Really? Okay, thank you for letting me know." Like I was aware, but
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
that you pointed
yeah.
out, now I'm kind of nervous about it, so I ended up closing it.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. I think you gotta run.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thank you so much for honestly for your time. I know you have to run, but obviously we want to invite you back.
Oh,
Hopefully
thank you.
you'll want to come back to our show.
I
We
would
had
love
so
to. I would
much
love to have the
fun.
best time.
I feel like we only covered half of the questions, but
I'll come back
Let's
next time.
save
We'll
it
do a
for the
part
next
2.
time.
yeah, next
Yes,
time.
exactly. And
And
I'll pull
then
out different
I
themes
know
next
that the
time.
audience will have more questions for you too.
Sounds
Yes,
great.
thank you so much for having me. I had so much fun. So we'll definitely have to do it again at one point.
Thank you, G. And of course, everyone, if you're not already subscribed to GPS, what are you doing? Subscribe to
Thank
him.
you.
His
And thank you
channel
so
is
much.
already linked in the description box. Yeah, have a great day. I know it's still the morning for you, but go do your
Yes.
errands and we won't keep you. Thank you so
No,
much,
you're not.
bro.
Thank you for
Have
having me, and
fun.
thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye. Wow, that
Ah,
was fun.
that was
You
fun.
learned so much, giving us ideas on shopping next time.
Oh no, grooming bag. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Who is going to go out? All right, comment now. We still got 15 minutes, so let's check out the Luxees. Who's gonna go out with a grooming bag now?
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
I'm gonna check it
I want to
out.
at least see how it looks, how it feels, and honestly, I might as well buy it because one day we'll travel again, right?
Exactly.
I need a travel bag.
BJ loves yeah, me too. And I'm gonna ask my essay on that spray, the leather
Yeah,
care. I actually
true
didn't
care.
know they had leather care. I mean, like I've got a few pairs of shoes already. You've already spent the bomb on the shoes. You might as well just buy the leather care.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I know a lot of brands do sell them. I'm a big fan of the ones that Echo makes.
Mm-hmm.
I buy a lot of their shoe care there. I'm not sure if there is a huge difference buying the Hermes ones, but I think it's just the whole experience, right? The packaging, the fact that you're buying Hermes, they probably made it and formulated it for their leathers. So there's all that, right? It's a bit about the experience too, I suppose. I see a question from Jess. Have you ever considered the Loewe mini puzzle? I have not. Actually, it's not that I have not. It's just that I'd never really considered as an alternative to the mini Lindy. I feel like I have checked out the Loewe puzzle mini bag and even the small size several times before, and I just never clicked with it. Something about this, I don't know, the structure and maybe just like how I didn't find it easy to get in and out. I just didn't find it. So again, maybe that's more like a me issue, like me and zipper issue. So whereas the mini Lindy, what I found out about it is that because the Clémence leather is softer, right? And I just like it when zippers are straight and like one swipe. The fact that the mini Lindy, I'm talking only about the mini size because I never tried the 26 and I'm not interested anyway. The mini Lindy seems like it's really like a cube, especially when you put an organizer in there and all your things are lined up. There's really not that much room to slouch. So that was my experience when I tried Clara's bag. So I really liked it for that reason. Of course, everyone's going to be different, right? Everyone's going to use their bags differently and everything, but that's how I've imagined it, and that's how I've sort of tried it on and experienced. So yeah, no alternative for me.
I think with the Lindy, I do agree with what G said, that when, because the bag, and I feel like he's referring to the at least the size 26.
Yeah.
So with the size, because I've had the size 26, and I do agree with him that once you have it on your shoulder or you're carrying it like a dumpling, which I kind of like, it will slouch towards the middle. And I didn't have the bag long enough to experience that kind of deep sinking, but I can definitely visualize how the zips will be very difficult to, open because it's slouched in the middle, especially when you're carrying it. And yes, you have to put it on the table. You got to lay it flat because otherwise it's kind of like this angle.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people, I mean, for me, when I was using it and I enjoyed it, is that I never zipped it up. So it's something that you sort of got to compromise with the bag if you love the design and if you love the style and it works for you. Because it's sort of like people who love the Kelly, they have to compromise with the fact that it is a little bit more, harder to open and close. But you love the bag so much, then you just love it, right?
Yeah. Which is why I asked him at the end, do you close your bag? And he actually doesn't really close his bag unless he has to, right? So it makes sense. When you don't have to close your bag, or when you don't close your bag, then obviously it's going to be easy to get in and out. You don't have to close it every time.
True. I see some people. Okay, so we've got quite a few grooming bags. June.
Yeah, there's many people that will get it.
Me, Cat.
I'm
gonna check it out.
Miles DLT, considering the grooming bag, however, tossing between this and the Deauville and Deauville one. That's the thing. Like, I think the Deauville is a great bag too. I think the grooming bag is just a nice sort of different option. Something just like the Deauville, you do see it often. The grooming bag, I think it's not as popular yet. It's about to get very popular after today. It's going to be so popular after today.
But actually, I didn't know G was so tall. So 5'11"
I think
really...
I had an idea, but I just didn't I didn't know for sure if it was like 5'9", 5'10", 5.
Yeah, I was thinking like that. Yeah, 5'9", but when you say 5'11", that's a lot. That's like this.
It's almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah,
1 inch from 6 feet.
Wait, I'm 5'4", so 5. Wow, it's like this. So it's tall.
Yeah.
And he can even say that the Birkin 40 is too big for him. So I don't know. So I mean, think the Birkin 40 is 40, right? And then the grooming bag is 45. So it's even bigger, but he likes that 45. So I wonder.
But the Birkin though, the depth is.
Oh, that's true.
The Birkin, how when you compare Birkin 25 and a Kelly 25, from the front it looks the same, but from the side the Birkin is so much wider.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So when you go 40, it's like, oh, it's like so literally like a briefcase. I do agree with that.
That's true.
And I do feel that how you see yourself and how you think something, whether it looks good on you or not, is very personal too. Like for me too, I get told a lot that the Birkin 30, that the Kelly 28 or 32 looks good on me, like based on my vlog that I did. But I don't like it. Like I feel like it's too big on me. So it's just how you see yourself, I suppose.
That's true. It's like I've heard people say that the Kelly 32 looks good on me, but when I wear it, I'm like, no, it's huge. So yeah, I get it. But yes, the grooming bag. I'm definitely gonna tell my SA. I'd like to see this grooming bag.
It's probably sold out, or
It's
they
sold
only
out.
have like
Sold
one.
out.
And
Yeah, it's probably
like,
sold out.
no
Don't even
longer
bother.
there.
Oh my
But
god.
actually, I'm kind of curious. I wonder if it's on the website. I'm gonna just take a quick look, because if it is, because I don't even know how much it is, but it's probably not too bad because it's in the equestrian section. Grooming.
There was one question that I forgot to ask G. Is what will he not buy from Hermes?
Yeah, we need to ask him that next time.
Right? Because he loves it across the board, right? So
Mhm.
okay, we know one thing: he will never buy a Lindy.
Yeah.
But what else? What else?
Okay, so I found the felt version. Maybe that's the one that he was talking about. But it looks different from the one that he showed us, because the one he showed us is so much cooler. So let me share
Okay,
my
VJ
screen.
Love says it's on the website in the UK.
UK? Okay, I'm gonna go to the UK one after this. But this is the grooming bag in the
right.
felt water repellent. Oh, wait, it says water repellent canvas. Oh, that's the canvas part. But this one looks like it's felt. 3 interior pockets, 1 zipper pocket, removable strap. Okay. Oh, okay, wait. There's more pictures. This one.
No, it doesn't look like it. This looks wrong.
Yeah, it doesn't look like his, right? I mean, but it still has like the inside bag like that.
Ooh.
And the top view is like that. So I think it's just deconstructed on the website. Because once you unfold it, then it will look more like his, I think. Because yeah, now it looks like it, right?
Oh yeah.
And then the strap goes here. But they kind of folded it in, that's why.
Miles is saying the felt grooming bag really looks like a grooming bag.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see if
The price is
I
not too
can go
bad.
to the Hermes UK, right? You said Hermes
Yeah.
UK. Okay. Yeah, you can load. All right. Grooming. Yeah,
Thanks, G.
so
Look what
slow.
have you done to all of us.
Grooming bag. Like my fingers are moving faster than the computer.
Oh, there it is.
Accept. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, there. That's the one that he
Oh.
has. Yeah, that's the one that he has. Looks more like it now.
Oh, that's so much better. I think the color contrast makes it look really nice.
The orange and the blue looks really nice. And I also like that the canvas is canvas, not you see, they fold it in. That's why it didn't look like it.
Okay, I'm getting it. I need it. I need a bag for my I need a gym bag. Telling my essay right now.
You need a new gym bag.
I need a cool Hermes gym bag. Okay.
I really like that it has like front, back, and side pockets. And then you get an organizer, like, hello. Like, this is basically an organizer.
It
Right?
is.
It is. It's like a
Aw.
liner organizer. And then you get the detachable shoulder strap. Pretty
Yes.
cool.
I found
I
a
have to
bag
say.
to keep my smelly shoes.
And the size is 50. Oh, it is pretty wide. 54 centimeters, like half a meter. The width is 17.5 and the height is 35. It's a
Oh,
pretty big bag, actually.
big bag.
Big bag. Yep. Check it out. Giving you ideas. Not my fault. G's fault.
Oh my gosh. That's actually actually the price is not too bad, huh? For such a big bag.
Yeah, let's see. 1470 UK is about 1470 GBP to SGD It's about 2,700,
Mm.
under 27.
Mm.
But you know, in Europe, it's always cheaper, right?
That's true.
Whenever you go international, you have to add tax, and because tax is not included in. I feel like the European prices, they have included the VAT already, but still the price is cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I must go and check it out.
Yeah. All right. We are at the 2-hour mark. Let me see if we have any last minute inquiries.
I don't see any more questions. There's one from Vivi. Yeah.
Clara says, I don't zip any of my Lindy's unless I feel insecure. Yeah. I think that's how it is, right? Like people, like depending on where you are and how you use your bags, you just don't always have to close it. Makes it easier. You said Vivi has a question?
Yeah, but I think this was maybe
Oh, okay, okay.
the Airbag easy to get. I think it's relatively easier, but because it's quite popular, I mean, yeah, it's quite a popular bag because it's it's more of affordable price point, and it has the look, and a lot of people do like the bag. But maybe it's still you still need to wait and actually tell your SA you want it so that it does come in, you can get it. So
the way my essay put it is that like all these other non-quota bags, they are, well, depending on which one too, right? And the size, they are easier to get, but it doesn't mean that it's easy to get. They are still there's still not that many, but every day there's someone asking for it. So like you really have to, like, you know, put your name down or just be at the right place at the right time. A lot of times I feel like it basically comes down to you're literally there when they get a shipment and you're ready to buy it. A lot of times I feel like it's like that. Or if you've been asking about one and your SA knows that you want one, so the next one that comes in, they know to give it to you. So I feel like that's how it's been, because I obviously have expressed my interest for the mini Lindy, and we were just talking about it, and my SA told me that the mini Lindy is actually even harder than the quota bag sometimes to get. Not harder, but like you don't have to do you don't have to do the same pre-spend and all that, but it's just that every day someone's asking for the mini Lindy, except they only get a few every year or something like that, like just something crazy like that, right? So when it comes down to like the list is this long but they only get this much, then obviously you're going to be waiting a long time, right? And I feel like in terms of luxury, a lot of these popular items, no matter the fashion house, everything is getting harder to get. LV is getting hard to get. I mean, LV is super hard to get. Try to buy one of these. Impossible. Well, now you can, but it's like 900, like over $1,000 for this. Like
crazy.
Exactly. So yeah, luxury has just become so scarce in a way, and it's meant to be that way, I suppose, but it's just even harder than ever. So yeah, don't get too disappointed. I mean, if you really want one and it's your turn, you'll get it, I think. And that's what I tell myself, basically, because you can't push it. Yeah, but I'll check out the grooming bag if they even have one next time.
Okay.
Anyway, so I think this pretty much wraps up today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next week we'll be on Kat's channel.
Yep, and we're gonna talk about YSL. Something we're gonna take a turn, give Hermes a break, and we're gonna talk about YSL, because I think YSL has been very, very well. It's always been very popular, but with all these crazy price increases, it's getting really popular. So we're gonna just talk about some of the bags, maybe some of the items, and just have a chat about those next week.
Yeah, and it'll be back to the regular timing. So today was special timing because we had to coordinate 3 different time zones, but next week it'll be back to normal. So we'll see you next week. have a great weekend. And yeah,
Good night. Good
good
night.
night, good morning, good night for me anyway. All right, bye guys.
Bye.